Well, like Neil had said, his intention was he's a sci-fi nut. Neil, he absolutely loves sci-fi, and the ability to with science fiction to deal with deeper themes is kind of, I mean, the original science fiction was kind of about that. Science fiction somewhere along the line seems to have gotten carried away with visual effects and spectacle, but the original idea was kind of insights into the human condition, where we're coming from, where we're going, those kind of things. So I think what Neil's done is he's just kind of pulling it back to making science fiction very relevant again to human beings, and it's the ideal format, I think, to deal with some of the deeper and more pressing issues for human beings around the world. The fact that it did commercially well wasn't as surprising. There was definitely a feeling that it was going to go either way in my mind. I'd known that Neil was going to make very good commercial stuff. He was attached to the Halo movie. It was surprising that a film that was so South African worked, and it was even more surprising that I was in it, playing a character where I was like, wow, I wonder if people around the world are even going to understand his accent. But it felt really good making the film. You could tell this was, the crew were responding really well. You could tell this was going to be a really sort of special film, and wasn't going to be in the middle. It was either going to sort of flop or do really well. But the real surprise for me was the critical success. I really expected more of a kind of what almost happens with every film. Some people love it and some people hate it. So many more people critically you responded well to it than I ever would have imagined. And like the Oscars as well, was just like, wow, the last thing you would expect.
Konnichiwa, Tokyo. Thanks very much for having me. I have to say I'm a science fiction fan, and so if for anyone who knows about science fiction, Tokyo is one of the cities that you really dream of visiting, and this is my first time here, and driving in last night I really did feel like I was in a city of the future, so I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you very much. Something that was very strange for me was not only to be in a successful movie, because I wasn't even trying to be an actor, but then to get other famous or successful people, and really people that I really admire, coming up to me, and you're meeting someone that you've admired since you were a child, and then they complimenting you. And there have been many of those. One of the most moving for me was Dustin Hoffman, who's a actor that I really admire, and he was just extremely complimentary about my performance and the character arc and the kind of heart and soul that I put in. And for an actor, for someone who I admire that much, I was kind of blown away, to hear that from somebody that I admired that much.